to go about there. First of all, let's have a brew. Let's just settle down into it. Hi, my name's Steve and you're watching AI Filmmaking Lab. Today on AI Filmmaking Lab, we're going to go behind the scenes with Arthur's story, and I'm going to show you exactly how we got consistency with the character Arthur. Now, this is the first ever training film that we're doing on this channel, and it is a brand new channel. So if you're watching this video, I first of all want to say thank you for watching and putting a little bit of trust in what I'm about to say. So AI Filmmaking Lab is a channel that's going to be all about making professional films with AI. And really, why did I make the channel? Well, first of all, I am a filmmaker. I've done many documentaries in the past. Some of them are on Amazon. Over the last year, I have been putting together a few short films for an actual game that I've been creating called Cosmic Force. Now, we've been using AI to create these short films, and in the beginning it was a little bit ropey, and over time got a little bit better. It became a little bit dodgy trying to do lip sync with voices and all that kind of stuff, but really it's only over the last, say, 3 or 4 months that AI has now got good enough to actually be a contender to do professional films, whether it's documentary or a narrative. So what I'm working on is AI Filmmaking Lab. What it is, it's a production tool that includes your camera type, the lenses, your aperture, your lighting, your focal length. It's everything you need as a professional filmmaker for making films, and this is all to drive the prompts required for creating them shots, to create the angles and the views that you need to then put together an actual film. Later in the video, I'm going to go into more detail to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and actually the prompts that the tool creates, I'm going to be publishing, and you can see for yourself. So I hope you enjoy this video. It's going to be more of a training video, going behind the scenes on Arthur's story, to really show how we got the character consistency going on. And we also created the environment, so the actual cottage that he lives in and the fields that surround him, and then a tractor, and also of course his dog. So please enjoy, get yourself a brew, put your feet up, and it's time to hopefully learn something. Today we're going to be looking at consistency of character using the AI Filmmaking Lab tool. First, we're going to take a short look at Arthur and Arthur's story.
I've lived in this cottage since I was a lad in short trousers. I've seen the world change, but out here, the grass still grows the same way.
If you look after what you have, it'll look after you. It's a duty of love.
She'd have complained about the dog hair, but she'd have been the first one to sneak her a piece of bacon.
This land, this tractor, it's all a part of who I am. It connects me to everything.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
We actually changed his name from George to Arthur, and as you can see, we've got quite a few different angles of George. Just then we have consistency in the video creation. But before that, I want to show you a little bit around the tool that we are creating. And this is AI Filmmaking Lab, and it's basically it's an architect for using Nano Banana Pro. It's something that we're putting together. It's still in development stage at the moment, but let's have a quick look around. So we have the config console. We can enter a subject, the environment, and then we have the ability to change what kind of camera we're using. We can change the optics of the camera, of the lens. Also we can change the focal length. and then we get into settings like the aperture. Up to that point it's everything to do with the camera. Then we can actually set the lighting and the colour balance. For example, now if I change to early morning, you can see over at this side it's added like early morning, it's giving the colour. And then also you can set the direction of the light. You can even set what kind of style you want the image to be created in as well. And here we have a few default settings like Star Wars, Blade Runner, Wes Anderson, The Matrix, Mad Max, Godfather, Pulp Fiction and Sin City. If I go further down, we can set what kind of filter you want the image or the film to be. So if you want it teal and orange, or a black and white noir film, vintage sepia, VHS glitch, and we're going to be adding more to these ones also. Then you can look at the actual film stock that the film is going to be processed on, and this again gives a different feel and a different look to your video or your images that you're making. And then of course we get down to the actual camera angle that you want to be making your image. The tool that we're creating actually does video also, using Veo 3.1, and we're including controls for camera, so smooth dolly out, tracking shot, pedestal up and down, slow camera pan. And then when I come down to the aspect ratio, at the moment we are in 16:9 widescreen. If we want to actually make the images in cinematic, we can change to cinematic to give the ultra widescreen. And also we have the social 9:16 and the square. For today we're going to just keep on 16:9, and then this is where some of the magic starts to happen. So we have controls here for split screen, so when you create an image, you can then use that image, or you can create a master image and you can do a split screen of 4, 6 or 9, 9 being 3x3, and on that you can actually go in and change the angle of what you want the shots to be. And there you see the setup we have at the moment is panel 1 is going to be a worm's eye view, and then we've got a POV shot, eye level, bird's eye view, over the shoulder, extreme close-up, eye angle, Dutch angle and wide shot. We'll show you this later. What we're concentrating on just now in section 10, 11 and 12, we've got, first of all, we've got character generator, asset generator and the environment generation. So right now we're going to actually recreate the image that we have in the center there, and this is going to be using the character configuration generator. So if I go in there at the moment, I did already like scan in this image. Here you can see some images that we've already created, but I'm going to go through and redo some of the work that we already did when we created, first of all, George's story, and then I'll show you some work that we did for the Exquisitely Funky video. So this is the image that we first created of George, and we want to keep a consistency on the way he looks. So what this tool does, it scans in the actual original image that you have of your character, and you can give it a name, but also the AI will analyze the image and it will create a really good description. And I'll tell you one thing, if you scan yourself in, it's a bit scary what it can come up with the description of what you look like. But in this case we've got an elderly Caucasian man in his late 70s, possesses a rugged, deeply weathered face, masked by a complex map of fine lines, etc, etc, and it really goes into a description of what this guy is. I will put this character description prompt in the description, and then you can take it and use it and do what you want with it. So anyway, so we save that, and at the moment you can see like the multi-shot of George that's already been created. But what I want to do, first of all, make sure you don't have any additional text in the subject and the environment. But what I want to do is, actually, let's recreate this image, and you can see on this side, this is the final prompt that's going to be used to create that image. Now I'll go back into the configuration, and you can see we've got the character sheet layout prompt, and this is telling the AI, it's telling Nano Banana Pro that it wants to have full length shots at the top, and then it wants edge shots at the bottom, and hopefully, and it's never a precise science, hopefully the end result should look like this. And this is one that created earlier, looked like a UK TV program called Blue Peter. They always had something that they created earlier, but there you go. That is what that looks like. So what I'm going to do now, it's using the prompt, and also it will use the original image, and what it's going to do when I click generate there, it's going to generate, hopefully, an image that looks rather like that one that we created earlier. But this is happening live, and let's see what it does. So also in the tool that we're creating, there's an action log, so it lets you know exactly what's happening in the background, and you can see it gives a little bit of a log. And these are some tests that we did earlier on, just to make sure everything was running right for the video that we're putting out now. And you can see it says that the master image generated successfully and added to the session archive. And if we look there, if we zoom in, you can see that the character that we put in, and remember we only put in sort of the front face of the character, and it sort of worked out what the consistency of the clothes should be, and there you go. And this is George, so looking in all the different directions. So again, we will give you the full prompt, and you can give it a go yourself and see if it works for you. So the beauty of the tool that we're creating is that it can be used together with the connectivity that we're putting in there to actually connect to Nano Banana Pro directly, or you can actually copy the prompts. So there we go, we've got copy the prompt or export the JSON of the prompt, and then you can use the prompt in whatever tool you have. So let's have a look. So we have this character now, George. I can save everything into my computer, so I can save this image, and it will also save the JSON prompt and the actual prompt. So if I come out of there, I can do something with it. So what I'm gonna do with it is this. So I'm gonna come in, I'm going to get rid of the actual generation, so it doesn't use the generation prompt to try and generate this again. What I will do, I'm just going to go into the archive, and I can actually add that to the prompt. So if you look at the bottom there, you can see the image is now added as part of the input source images to be used in a prompt. So what I want to do, I'm going to get him to sit down on a bench. There we have an image of a bench that's outside of his cottage, and I'm going to attempt to get him to sit down. So let's say So we're saying George sits down on the bench in front of his cottage. Now AI has enough intelligence to know, well, obviously this must be George, right? So we're just going to do that. We're not going to add any special lenses or anything like that. But what we can do later, we can do some multiple angles on what it comes up with. So we'll do generate, and now it's going to create an image of George sat in front of his cottage on his little bench there. And what I need to do after, when we're creating some more angles, I'm going to pull in another image into the source images there, and what that's going to be a reference image of what the cottage looks like. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I created the cottage and I created some different angles of the cottage previously as well. So let's have a look. So straight away there, if you've watched the film, the little short film did a few little clips at the beginning, and at the end of this I'll show the full sequence. But you can see George is there, he's sat in front of his cottage on the bench, and he looks exactly the way that we wanted him to look when he was created from the character consistency. And this includes his cap, his jacket, his pants, his shoes, and we have the full package there, and that's what we've got. So again, we can save that as an image, and right now what we want to do, the reference image that we're going to include is going to be his cottage, but it's going to be all the different angles of the cottage, and there it is. So right now we're going to create 9 different images, and because we don't want the over the shoulder, let's change over the shoulder. Let's make that let's have a look. Now we've got eye level, we've got point of view, we've got wide shot. Let's make it another bird's eye view. It'll be different than this one, but let's do that. Let's save that. And okay, so now it's changed the actual prompt, and the prompt says, it talks about panel 1, worm's eye view, panel 2, and it's talking about like George sits down on the bench. So we can keep that in, that's okay. But what it's doing, it's using the reference of George there, it's using the bench, but we can add that prompt as well, and that's actually him sat at the bench, so we can keep that, and it's going to do 9 different panels. So without further ado, let's click the button and see what it comes up with. And the reason for making this tool, the AI Filmmaking Lab tool, is really to stop the need for typing in different prompts all the time. And again, like I say, you can actually save the prompt that this comes up with, and you can put it into whatever tool you want to use for creating your images and creating your video. But this will become a all-in-one package that you can do this. And at the moment, we're not doing it in a way that you're going to subscribe to a video or an image service. It's something that you would link with your service and subscribe separately, like direct to Google for Nano Banana or Veo 3.1. So right now it's created the different images using, let's just go and refresh ourselves on the angles that it should be doing. So it's doing worm's eye view, etc, etc, etc. This is what we asked for, and this is what we got. So like I said, the bird's eye view, it's given 2 different bird's eye view there. Actually, when I look there's nobody on the bench in the middle one, but that's okay. It's I think because we actually included lots of different reference shots, sometimes it doesn't get it quite right. But the interesting thing is it's created a lot of shots that are actually pretty good. So what do we need to do with that? Well, what do you want to do with that? It is basically the question. And at this point in time, what you want to do is you want to be able to save some of the different shots because you're going to use that in your video production. So on the settings there, you can see that we've got scene edit, color grade, camera position, and we've got something called 360 camera move, which this one's still in development. But if we're going to scene edit, when it's in multi-screen mode, you can see that a yellow box is moving across to the different areas. And so for example, if we want this one to be enhanced and created into a full screen, so basically upscaled into a full screen, then this is what you can do. So the settings at the moment is that it will create 1K images, and this is for testing. There is a default that you can set it to 2K or 4K, and then everything you do will be in, there you go, and everything that you do will be in the resolution that you want. But right now these are 1K images, so there you see within this edit you can upscale to 2K or upscale to 4K. So there we go. And if I return to the split, you can see it's not done a bad job. It's actually regenerating this image, and it's actually created it into the full screen you see there. Basically, this is how you do character consistency using the AI Filmmaking Lab tool. Thank you for watching AI Filmmaking Lab. This has all been about character consistency, and in the next video we're going to be looking at asset consistency, and also we're going to be looking at the environment as well. So them are the two things that we're going to be looking at. If you want to be part of the AI Filmmaking Lab production tool that we're creating, then it's quite simple. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, drop a message at the bottom of this video saying that you want to be a beta tester, and then when things are ready we will get in touch and we'll let you know how to do that. AI Filmmaking Lab is using Nano Banana Pro to do the processing for image creation. We did a few tests, and at the moment that's the best one that we believe for creating them initial images you require for creating the film you want to create. And with AI Filmmaking Lab you can create your consistent characters, you can create your consistent assets, and then you've got the environment. You know, what environment, what is the stage for your film, and it's up to you. And you can use your imagination to create the environments you require, and then use the environment tool to then create the environment and keep that consistency. Tune in next time where we're going to be talking about environments, how to create an environment, how to switch the camera around to look at different angles, and how to keep that consistency for the filmmaking you want and the stage that you want.